It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And this one features the Ravens, superstar tight end. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Ravens and the Bengals under the lights on Monday night.
It's a brisk night in the Midwest, but we've got football at Paycor Stadium in the Queen City of Cincinnati, Ohio. But tonight, it's a good Week 9 matchup here on a Monday night, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year.
And when we looked at this team in August and we looked at the schedule, we thought they had the potential to get off to a hot start, but I don't think either of us expected 7-0.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Here come the Bengals, and CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it, and sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Here we go. 11, mighty. 11.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. You look at this Baltimore defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window. Because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test. Taking out the #1 overall offense in the league.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. First down. Here's Burrow. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense, just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
Holding offense.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Pressure too much. Down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. The Bengals bring out their punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And what a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. He's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
They go play action here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Perez. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media will start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season?
They lost 4 there, and it's third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So here's a 3rd and 14. Back to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs.
That ball loses the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. And, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw left side complete. That's Perez.
Complete to number 3. Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Second down and 3.
Hey, check that.
They'll try the left side. Gunter. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Okay, ready?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. These two teams met in Baltimore, you might remember, earlier in the year with the Ravens winning that game. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-zip. Now a 2nd and 10. set up a throw. Forced out to his left. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. A handoff from Mitchell running left. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. No score after one on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Tempo. Hurt. Check, Bobcat. Roll.
Once again, it's Mitchell. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
In motion right, that's Williams. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. And out now, here come the Bengals. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. Burrow looking to pass. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Here we go. 12. 11 MT. 11.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Fisher. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. It was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, Burrow. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
It's taken to the 26. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Come on.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hurt. Right there. Hurt.
Trying the right side with Mitchell. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Pressure comes and down he goes. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. That is caught, and he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. 26 yards. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for it.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. He may go. And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, the way things have been going to this one, Charles, it was only a matter of time before this defense got involved and made a big play, and they do right there. Gosh, this lead is so large, CD, and we're only in the first half.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that's so amazing about it. You mentioned this large lead. How's this their first takeaway of the game? And what a spectacular one it was. Adding to the lead, showing the true dominance, and you're exactly right. We're still in the first half.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to... There he goes, left side! And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Touchdown! A great play there. 29 yards. And the Ravens are able to widen their lead here in this first half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Bengal offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Fisher.
Here we go.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Throw caught by Flowers.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
17 more yards.
On 2.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
At the 33-yard line.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
At their own 27-yard line.
Get it. Ready.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's airing it out for Williams. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Give running right is Mitchell.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down.
First down, Baltimore.
They'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great effort there with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Ravens have got it on cruise control. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Here's 3rd and 9.
12, 12, 12. 11 MT. 11, 11, 11.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And take it right on the 30. Shoves him aside. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now here come the Ravens. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll keep it on the ground. Gunter. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line. The whole blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
And he's got the first down. Yardage before being taken down at midfield. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Rolling to his left. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000 is a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays hot.
Gets past one man. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Steps away. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Bengals 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
11 MT, 11.
On 2nd down now, it's Fisher, and he's got some space here. He's on his way. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Extra point right down the middle. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
On the ball, now. Let's go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. First down, here's Mitchell. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Trap ball 80. Trap 60. Trap 60.
He'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 28. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. They'll look to throw now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Perez. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking. Nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their...
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago. Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
They'll look to throw here. That is incomplete. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Bengals will get the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right?
Now Burrow loses the football. Oh, one of the linebackers Packers has got it, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two, because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete.
Here we go.
Now Burrow on 1st down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Burrow. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And it's fielded at the 34. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Ravens offense back out there. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the 4th quarter. Here's a diving catch right side. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 23 yards, the final tally. Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning, they're certainly getting their money's worth.
They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with the big 4th quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. To the sideline and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Take it at the 37.
Oh, able to avoid him. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25.
And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros.
Hold the check.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Wide open receiver, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Ravens,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaunt.